AORUS Series. AORUS has always felt like the moment a motherboard stops acting like a component and starts behaving like a teammate. The first thing you notice is how aggressively it tackles heat. It's the series where thick metal armor, stacked fin heat sinks, and oversized VRM solutions don't feel excessive. They feel necessary. People buy these boards because they want their CPU running at full strength for hours. Whether they're pushing a 14900K through Blender cycles or holding 200 FPS in a competitive shooter during a late-night match. What makes AORUS stand out is how confidently it handles chaos. A system built on one of these boards doesn't flinch when you add a second GPU or slot in 4 NVMe drives, or run memory kits at borderline ridiculous speeds. Even content creators borrow this series because they know the board won't choke during a live stream or drop frames in the middle of a capture session. The BIOS layout is another part of the appeal. Direct, responsive, and full of tools that actually matter when tuning a system. Nothing feels buried. Nothing feels like marketing fluff. There's also this sense that AORUS boards are designed for users who constantly tweak their setup. People who open their case often, swap fans, reroute cables, maybe try new cooling ideas on a weekend. The board encourages that behavior. Reinforced slots, debugging readouts, onboard buttons. Everything feels ready for experimentation. It's the series for anyone who treats their PC not as a sealed appliance, but as a living project that evolves over time. And in that world, AORUS is often the backbone of the best machines, the ones built to win, built to last, and built to be pushed far beyond the safe zone. AERO Series. AERO boards feel like stepping into a workspace where every tool is exactly where it should be. They're built for people who spend more time exporting timelines than launching games. The editors, designers, animators, and engineers who rely on a machine that can't freeze halfway through a render. Instead of going heavy on gamer styling, AERO stays clean. White shrouds, organized headers, and a layout clearly shaped around cable management and airflow inside studio setups. The strength of this series shows when a project gets complicated. A system running an AERO board rarely stumbles even under brutal workloads. Think of creators juggling 8K footage, massive raw image libraries, texture-heavy 3D scenes, or hours of multi-layer audio. The board handles all of it without stuttering. Thunderbolt connectivity, high-speed storage lanes, and tuned memory support come together to remove the bottlenecks that usually haunt creative tasks. There's also a calmness to working with an AERO system. You don't fight it, you flow with it. Plugging in multiple displays, docking external SSDs, chaining capture devices, the board stays predictable and stable. Even color calibration tools, VR design headsets, and studio peripherals behave better because the platform is built with creator workflows in mind. It's the kind of hardware you trust during a deadline crunch, when a single crash could cost hours of progress. AERO exists for professionals who want their PC to feel like part of their studio. Quiet, reliable, and tuned for focus. It takes the friction out of creation so the work becomes the only thing that matters. GAMINGX Series. Gaming boards feel like the backbone of thousands of personal battle stations around the world. The kind you see under a desk glowing faintly while someone grinds through ranked matches or late-night co-op sessions. They're built for players who want strong frame times, low latency, and hardware that doesn't choke when a GPU upgrade drops 2 years later. This series leans into practicality. You get reinforced slots so heavy graphics cards stay straight, VRM cooling that holds firm during long gaming sessions, and BIOS tools that let you tweak things without feeling like you're defusing a bomb. A lot of people start their first custom build with a gaming board because the layout just makes sense. Clear headers, accessible M2 slots, and enough space around the CPU socket to drop in large air coolers. What stands out is how dependable the experience is when the system is under pressure. Fire up a demanding title, a large open-world map streaming textures at full tilt, physics chaos happening everywhere. And the board keeps the CPU and memory stable so the GPU can do its job. Even when paired with mid-range parts, the system often performs above expectations because nothing internally is fighting for resources. It's also a forgiving line if you're the type who likes to upgrade slowly. Swap in a faster SSD, add more RAM, jump to a newer GPU. Gaming boards are built with enough headroom that your system grows without drama. They sit in that sweet spot between budget and enthusiast. No gimmicks, just the kind of solid performance that keeps players coming back night after night. Ultra Durable Series. Ultra durable has a reputation that feels almost old school in the best way, the kind of engineering meant for people who value a system that simply refuses to die. These boards are built for environments where hardware doesn't get pampered. Dusty workshops, office PCs that run from morning to midnight, home rigs that stay powered on for months without a reboot. The name isn't marketing fluff, it reflects a design approach centered on longevity and component strength. You'll notice it immediately in the construction. Thickened PCB layers reduce heat and electrical noise, which keeps the system stable even when temperatures push higher than ideal. The capacitors are rated for extended lifespans, the power delivery is safeguarded against surges, and the slots are reinforced to protect against repeated upgrades or rough handling. It's the kind of hardware you install once and then forget about, because it quietly does its job without demanding attention. These boards are also favorites among system builders who deploy fleets of machines. They support broad compatibility with CPUs, memory kits, and expansion cards, making them easy to integrate into mixed environments. A small business might use them for point-of-sale systems, while a home user could rely on one for a quiet server running backups, media streaming, or virtual machines. What makes Ultra Durable stand out is the peace of mind it gives. Even when pushed with high-load tasks like constant file transfers or long gaming sessions on a budget build, the system rarely flinches. It's the series for people who value trust, the kind of trust that comes from hardware built to outlast nearly everything else in the case. Done watching. If you like this video, hit subscribe for more cool stuff.